I think for me, again, where I got to at the end of the first process, which won't be the last time we probably work together, the last time I worked with Ideal Career Coach. I think for me, it's important to realize that if you're sitting there wondering whether or not you should be doing something else, you don't need Ideal Career Coach to only if you've already made the decision that you want to leave your job and then you're going to go look for a job, or if you're out of a job and you need to go look for a job. It just as you wouldn't expect, there's some continuity to your life. If you're having trouble in your life with your kids or whatever, you go on a walk with your friends and you work through it. If you are having maybe some trouble at work and you're working with a colleague and you work through it. So I think if you're questioning what you're doing in your career, I think it's a good time to get a hold of Ideal Career Coach, not just because you think you want to go find a new job, but because you want to assess and investigate your current career path and what you're doing. And I think that's an important thing to do. I guess my biggest challenge before I reached out to Ideal Career Coach was I was kind of sitting on the fence and I wasn't really sure how to start or how hard to run in pursuit of, getting off the fence at my existing job. My name's John Connor. I work for Bank of America in San Francisco, and I have been doing this for 10 years, and it was just a question. After a while, you get into a position, you're thinking, well, should I be doing something else, or am I missing something? And I think that the challenge was really trying to better understand that situation as to, being on the fence or not being on the fence. What should I do? How hard should I run? And when and how do I start? Ideal Career Coach, and in my case, of course, Eric, you did a great job of, being that person that kind of initiates and helps drive the process, but also a very consultative approach. I think a lot of us in our work lives and also in our personal lives, we try to turn to colleagues, we try to turn to friends, about questions, whether it's career or personal life. And I think in the career life, the name coach is there, or the title coach for this is a great title, because you really are there to provide expertise and experience and knowledge about how to navigate the process of getting off that fence, as I mentioned, and going out and what to do. And in this day and age, whether it's LinkedIn or other social media sites or other avenues, it helps to have someone who's doing this every day to help you navigate and motivate and push you to do those things. And I think it's really the pairing of a person you feel comfortable with, like you would a friend or a colleague, but also someone who has the knowledge of the domain that you're pursuing, which is kind of investigating your own career. Why I didn't book a coach sooner was predominantly I just wasn't really motivated yet to get off that fence. And to be honest with you, I searched on when I finally decided, probably within weeks of deciding I was going to go down this path of, rewriting my resume, fixing my LinkedIn profile. I found Ideal Career Coach on LinkedIn, and I think I got kind of lucky because I think it's the only coach I talked to, and it right off the bat was, good chemistry and worked well. So I don't feel like I really delayed it much, to be honest with you. Once I made the decision, I found Ideal Career Coach on LinkedIn and I connected with him and off to the races. I think Eric, for me, is personable, he's pragmatic, consultative approach. And while those seem like obvious things you would expect from, a therapist, which effectively a coach is to a large extent, or from, a coach themselves, they're comforting, and, they're the qualities that you look for in your friends and your colleagues that you work with when you're trying to achieve something together. And, it's nice to be able to go to a specialist, as I mentioned before, that, focuses on this task, investigating your career, as I would say, not necessarily going to find a job, but investigating your career and your opportunities outside. And I think the best part of it is just the knowledge base and the consultative approach and the comfort, with Eric personally. Coach Eric and Ideal Career Coach for me was, the benefit was just having a good perspective of where I am in my career and where I am in my choices. And again, I refer to the idea of being able to talk to friends or colleagues about this type of thing, and it's really the same thing. The benefit is you have someone who's pretty much independent, objective, but knowledgeable in the domain of looking for work and also the process of looking for work. And I think the benefit is you walk away feeling as though you've investigated the situation and you're comfortable with where you are, and you now can think about what you want to do with next steps, whether or not it leads to a job right away, or whether or not it gets you off the fence. At least helps you to understand what you're looking at when you do decide to get off the fence. And that's the benefit for me, for sure.